Hello, everybody. Hello, all the friends of LogoArt and all of you who work with LogoArt and all our dear friends and guests of honor. Welcome warmly to this celebration of a newcomer, a new book called LogoArt Meaning-Centered Art Therapy. My name is Kikka Pohjaväre, and I am the host for this evening and also doing the interviews. We will first start with an introduction and talk with our authors. And meanwhile, all of you participating live tonight to this event, you can write your questions or comments on chat. And then later on, after this introduction, we will take answers for your questions or comments. And also later on this evening, you will have an open mic, possibilities to say a few words to the authors or your thoughts about the book or about LogoArt in general. So now let's introduce the authors of this book. Marianne da Silva Prado, straight live from Brazil. And irmeli.lehtioksa, live straight from Asikkala, Finland. Welcome. So let's have you two in a big picture here, and I will be in a smaller picture here. So let's start with a question that is often done for athletes when they finish the race. That how does it feel now? Because pushing a book to be published is also a race of a kind. So Marianne, how does it feel?
First, I want to thank you, everybody that's here. It's a pleasure to be with you today. And we have now a feeling of happiness, because in logotherapy, we say the happiness comes from the fulfilling of our meaning. And the meaning in this case, it's the book in English that we are talking today about it. So I'm very happy. I worked a lot with Irmeli. We made this book together. And so it's very good to be here and enjoying this moment.
And Irmeli, you are the co-author of the book. How about you? How does it feel today with the newcomer, a baby born?
I also want to welcome you, everybody here. It's so nice to see you, all the logotherapy and LogoArt friends. Even though it's not live, it's however we can see each other, and I'm so happy about that. And I'm so happy about our child. It has been a long pregnancy, about 6-7 years. We have been writing this book and putting all our thoughts in there. 1 year ago it was published in Finnish, and now it's translated into English, and we are so happy because it's so long time everybody has been waiting for this book, and now it's on here.
And because the book is worth of also seeing, not only worth reading. So let's have a look at the newcomer right away. So Irmeli, you seem to have the book there, and Marianne also. This is how it looks like. It's very colorful. We have your picture here behind on our screen too.
Now I need to move my background to be nothing, because otherwise you can't see.
Or you have to move the book just right in front of your picture. Yes. All right. Yeah. Yes, that's what it looks like. Very good.
Here's the cover in front, and here's the cover back. And as you can see, we have great words from Alex Vesely-Frankl behind, and inside we have This is the basics we have here, for instance. And then we have, let's have a look. We have this kind of things. You can find yourself in this table. I don't know if you believe or not, but let's see.
Exactly. While you're checking it, that's the important.
Our LogoArt sale. And of course, we have really a lot of pictures here inside. We, for instance, have really a lot of trees here. So you can find yourself here also.
That's very much what we need. We need examples. We need examples to see what is LogoArt about and how differently we work and what happens also when we develop our work. The book consists of 4 parts. In the book, you talk about theoretical background of LogoArt. You write about techniques of LogoArt. Also, there is a part of guided work or working individually and how to scrutinize your work. But then also you write about health and illness and about humanity. What would you say, let's start with you, Irmeli, what is the biggest meaning of this book?
Oh, of course, it has really a lot of information about what is LogoArt, what is the basics of LogoArt, and mostly it can be really a good textbook to students and LogoArt practitioners, but also there are examples and instructions how to paint by yourself. So it's a self guide also.
What would you say, who is it for? Who is the book for, Irmeli?
I think it's for everybody who wants to learn to know himself or herself, or who wants to strengthen herself or make some change in the life. Sometimes people get stuck. No, not sometimes. I think it's quite often. People get stuck in somewhere or somehow, and in the book there is information what to do and how to do to get out of it and to get forwards. So it's for everybody.
In the back of your book, Alex Vesely-Frankl from Vienna, the daughter's son of Viktor Frankl, wrote very beautiful words. May I say them aloud? Book for every artist, therapist, art therapist, or someone looking to profoundly expand their view and repertoire. I think that's very beautifully said. Marianne, why was this book written now? What was the need for you to get all the thoughts and everything you have learned and experienced about LogoArt together with Irmeli to be on a paper, to be shared? What was the need?
Yeah, I have already wrote another book that was this one, that it was LogoArt, the first book. That was the first idea of LogoArt. And everybody that read this, it's a very short book and very light book. And everybody's always asking, I want to know more about LogoArt and where I can find something about LogoArt. And I said, okay, life is asking, we have to provide it. So I make this project with Irmeli because she is the one that he really put on the paper. the things, and we discuss it a lot. Every single word we have been discussing and trying and thinking and painting. We have done a lot of work to not only just write about something, but really about what we have been experiencing. So this book was a very big and deep, profound self-discovering about ourselves and about logo art, because in the beginning was a little bit, it was art therapy and logotherapy apart of one another. They were just met, but this now logo art is something that we are working all the time with logotherapy, because every single thing that we made on the paper and the clay, or it has a meaning. So it's the meaning that it's behind everything. So logo art is a tool for everybody, every logotherapist that wants to open a little bit more their practice, because it's in one way is very simple method, but in the other way it goes really deep. So we have to work a lot, and it's just not learn on the head, but we have to do everything that we will share with somebody else. So it's very practical thing, like Viktor Frankl always said that that was the words that took me to logotherapy, that life asks us not as a passive, just waiting for something that happens, but active, and we can do something in life. So here logo art is exercise to do something to change our inside, and then we can change our life. This is the basic.
Since the process was very intensive with you too, as you described, Marianne, what was the biggest thing you yourself learned while you were working together for this book with Irmeli? What did you learn about logo art? What new?
I think the whole idea of logo art, because it started like a baby, and then when we were thinking about it, started like growing from an image that was 2D, it becomes 3D, 3-dimension, and then we really thought about every dimension, the physical dimension, the psychological dimension, the noetic dimension, and they should have each one their own image. And then we came with this whole idea, what is the human being in logo art, that it's really 3D, that we have a triangle in one wall, one square in the other wall, and the circle in the other one. Then it's the whole system that it has been growing a little bit, because I started logo art when I finished my logotherapy course in 1999. So it has been already 20 years that I have been developing this technique.
How about you, Irmeli? What did you learn during this writing process with Marianne? What happened with you personally in relation to logo art?
Of course, I went really, really deep in logo art. So I really learned what is logo art. That was really impressive for me. And I think I have been developing as a person really a lot in these years. And I would like to say, why did we write this book? I would like to say that logo art is such a incredibly effective method to get stronger and get your will stronger, and to handle deep, sad, bad emotions. It's such a effective method that I thought I promised to write this book do all the writing, because I thought if this method goes into the grave with Marianne, because it was in her head only. So I thought this can't happen. So that's why the book must be on and out.
Yes, good for you too. We are so happy that you did this process together and created something for all of us and for a lot of people to come. Now, Marianne, your first degree in 1982 was industrial design from the School of Arts at the University in Sao Paulo, Brazil. And then 10 years later, you became an art therapist also. But how did you develop LogoArt? How did you invent that?
It was really something that I was working as an art therapist for many years. I was already teaching in Finland in a school for natural medicine in Helsinki in Finland. And one day my mother, irmeli.lehtioksa, that is known as the godmother of the logotherapy, she went to a congress in the United States, and then she came and said, you must see logotherapy is something very nice. And then she showed me, she was studying, and then she said, you can also study. And I said, okay, this is really goes together with my thinkings. And then we studied together, and we went to the States together, my mother, me, and my sister. We started the Logo family there. And the thing that Viktor Frankl said, that it's not we that ask for life, but life asks for us. This being an active person in our own process, it was the thing that took me to logotherapy. And the whole image, like in this book, I have the 2 different images from the art therapy that I used before and the logotherapy, and then the LogoArt image of the human being, that it's together, both of them. Depends, one we divide in 3 or we divide in 4. It depends where we are looking for. So it was something, and in the course we had to write something. I said, I'm going to join this too, and I will write my paper on LogoArt. And then I just put the name LogoArt and wrote the paper that I think it's just for the course. And then suddenly it was like a bread with the the dough started growing and growing and growing. And then I went to the Congress, and then I went to another Congress, and then I went to Canada and Argentina and here and there, and just always spreading LogoArt everywhere. And I have been teaching since 2004 in Finland, LogoArt, specifically LogoArt. So we have been a lot. And then Irmeli came in this journey with me, sharing the teaching there. And she's my co-teacher there in Finland. And we have been having fun and growing the philosophy of the whole system together.
When you first started to use LogoArt method, the method you invented, what did you notice? What happened with people that you worked with?
I think the big thing is then when people start, like, because we talk about, like in logotherapy, everything is phenomenological, and we talk about the lines or the colors, and the people make, this is like home. And then when they realize that what they have put on the paper or in the clay are the same thing they have in life, and they become self-conscious about something. And then it's like looking for themselves on the painting, on the clay, or whatever we are doing. And then they decided to work with that. It becomes like a challenge to change. And then when they really start changing something on the work, it's when the therapy really starts.
Yes, Irmeli, you have originally worked as a horse coach, a trainer for horses in equestrian sport, and then after that you worked as a homeopath. How on earth did you become a logo art therapist?
So I was really tired on working with horses because it was really heavy thing, even though it was very nice. So I became burnt out, and I got the help from homeopathy, and that's why I began to study homeopathy myself. And my teacher was irmeli.lehtioksa, Marianne's mother, and it was 30 years ago. And so I was doing homeopathy, and after Irmeli and Marianne were studying logotherapy sorry, in USA, they told me, now you have to study logotherapy also. So I studied at first logotherapy, and then after Marianne graduated and created LogoArt, I went to study LogoArt. So I came with here. So big thanks goes to irmeli.lehtioksa, to the heaven, and I am so grateful to be here today.
And you too also teach LogoArt teachers or LogoArt guides, shall I say, especially here in Finland. And that the purpose for that is to spread the information further, that there are more people who can teach than only you two. How many are all together now available as LogoArt teachers or guides? How many are in Brazil?
In the world. In the world.
All right. How about in Finland, Irmeli? How many teachers, new teachers you already have here in Finland?
You mean how many practitioners?
Practicers,
No,
yes,
teachers.
that's the word.
Yeah.
Yes, practicers.
I think Marianne has been teaching in Finland about 200.
Oh yeah.
Art therapists. But together, I was joining with about a little bit more than 10 years ago. So I think now we have about 60 after that who are LogoArt therapists that we have been educating together. But more and more, I think it's 200, near 200.
And what's the next step? What's the next aim to get people know about LogoArt all over the world? What's your next goal?
The next goal is to spread it all over the world. And how to do this is at first we are beginning to teach teachers here in Finland, and also maybe somewhere else, because our idea is to get teachers who can teach in English, in Spanish, in Portuguese, in many languages, so we can really spread this wonderful method all over. But it begins to learn some people to teach, really teach, who really can come in LogoArt and teach other people.
So first you can study to become as a practitioner.
Yes.
And then after that, and after some work as a practitioner, then you can proceed to become a teacher. Is that right? All
Yes.
right. Yes, good.
I can just add, like in Brazil, I have been teaching in this long distance courses. I have a course in LogoArt inside a logotherapy course. And now I have been having a study group with these people that are starting to study in this logotherapy system. And they have one part that is LogoArt. And so we are starting here in Brazil with something like that.
And then about the book for the practitioners, for the coming teachers, but also for all of us, because it can be used individually by anybody, where it can be bought or obtained.
We have done a web shop, and maybe you could write the address there, and you in LogoArt.fi you can really buy. We had a little bit difficulties in there, but if you don't manage to buy it there, so just send an email to me and I will fix it.
All right. So the new book is now available in the LogoArt.fi, on the LogoArt.fi pages, and it can be purchased there. And it's called LogoArt Meaning-Centered Art Therapy.